LGBT discrimination. I have included a picture up at the very top where it says, "Sorry, equal rights got in the way of your white straight male supremacy." And that is what we will be talking about today. The question is, how does race play a role in the LGBT cis community compared to the rest of the discrimination amongst races and gender? We scroll down and you see a picture of a woman that is represented by multiple races, the equality sign, and a gay pride uh, parade. The white straight man is considered to be the dominant hold of power in gender, race, and sexuality, differ from them from the norm. The black community had to fight for their rights to gain some power in their race amongst white men because they weren't just slaves. Women had to fight for their rights to gain a word of power because they weren't just housemaids and mothers that tended to their husbands and children. Now the LGBT community is fighting for their rights to love who they want and still have the same privilege and rights that the hetero community has. LGBT cis community is finally breaking out of the closets and has caused an uprising and disgust with some people. However, people do not realize that LGBT community is for everyone to be treated equally, no matter the race, gender, or sexuality. We have a picture of men standing out in protest saying, "God hates fags, fags die, God laughs." When the black community were fighting for their rights, the white community was disgusted because they were considered them less than. They even used the church and biblical references to support their claims of making them less. The women who fought for their rights were outcasted as different and unworthy as a suited maiden. In some branches of Christianity, it is looked down upon to have a woman have such power. Now the same with LGBT community, with people like So using church and biblical references to fight against them fighting for their rights. However, there are some books who push to break through the barrier of typical categories of race and gender and sexual orientations. These writers break down the walls and make the reader think deeper into the social construction of how the system is made up. Madame Butterfly, screenplay written by David Henry Hang, finds a way to break through those social construction by redefining it. And that is presented in my final paper, as you have read. This is my historical artifact and has a picture of gay men and women holding such pride with their triangular symbol. During the World Wars, Hitler set up concentration camps, as we all know today. But what we don't know as common, and we don't find in the history books, is that the gay people were held captive as well. Yes, the Jewish people were held captive and tortured and tormented, as we have read in the history books today, but people might not know that the gay community was held captive as well. In these concentration camps, there were homosexual people, and they were marked with a red/pink triangle. This was a marking to let handlers know that the person was gay. That gay individual would endure the most beatings and often meant they were going to die for certain. This gave the handlers the opportunity to classify them even more than just being Jewish. To be in that concentration camp, they had to be Jews or the people that Hitler said to go in there. So you were classified amongst them, And then once those people got into the groups and found out that they were homosexual, they were then grouped again, subgrouped from that new group, and endured even more torment than the others. These beatings in extreme cases of torment is the kind of special treatment the gay community has endured throughout time. This article of clothing is a symbol of what those people went through. It dates back to a time when people would only think the Jews got punished, nothing about the LGBT community. And that is the type of discrimination that is put on the LGBT community as a whole another race, as well as skin classification and race, the social construction and race, gender, and sexual orientation is all sub classifications for people to put people in different groups, to categorize them as different, whenever all we should get is being treated equal as being human beings. And that concludes the rest of my presentation. I hope you have enjoyed my presentation and can go out with a different idea of the LGBT discrimination and the different races that the discrimination has hit. Thank you for your time and have a good day. Bye.